Jake Skin here from the Boxed In podcast. Delighted to be once again joined by Adam Smith. We're here in Hull. It was meant to be in Ireland, but a bit of a switch around and ended up in Hull. But I mean, the main event is still the main event. Absolutely cracking fight between Brad Raya and Shakan Peters. Just how much are you looking forward to the main event and then the rest of the card?
Yeah, we did make it out to Galway for some promotional stuff, and a wonderful place, and hopefully we'll go back there. But yeah, all attention on Hull this Saturday night, live on DAZN. Fantastic! It's a Saturday for GBM, so big audience, and you're really excited about the firecracker that should be the European light heavyweight title clash between, as you said, two great fighters in Shakan Peters and Brad Ray. He's just got something about him, Brad, at the moment. He's fresh. He's obviously made the move up to light heavyweight, which I think he probably needed to do after that defeat to Tyler Denny. I think he's I don't know, he's racked up a few stoppage wins since, and I think the confidence is really there. But Shakan Peters is, I guess, in no mood to take an opportunity like this and throw it away. He's waited a long time. I think it's the fifth time he was meant to be fighting for the European title. Former British champion, got the experience, still got the dedication in his mid-30s. So it's a great matchup, and I'm really pleased because the European light heavyweight title has a lot of history. And I remember in the early days of Sky, we had the likes of Crawford Ashley and Clinton Woods and Ule Clementson and these great fighters tussling over it. And it's good to see it's back being fought between two good, honest, talented and hard-working fighters in Brad and Shakan. And it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 for a reason, because both of them bring a huge amount to the table. Brad's only been beaten once. He carries a lot of power. Shakan was stopped by Craig Richards. He was beaten on points by Dan Aziz, but he's got the experience, the 12-round knowledge, probably sparred with bigger men as well. He's a naturally bigger guy. But then Ray's got the youth and the added enthusiasm possibly at this stage. I don't know. It's a really tough one to call. I think maybe you slightly lean towards Shakan because of the experience and maybe the natural size. But it wouldn't surprise me if Brad Ray pulls out the win. And both of them have had such difficult years, inactivity, fights falling through. So it's really good to see them both back, earning money and having a chance to win a big belt, and the European title is that.
Certainly is. Now, speaking kind of on the upcoming DAZN schedule, fight this Saturday happening over in America, Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. It's a bit of a weird one because Jake Paul has done so much for women's boxing, especially in such a short space of time. Then obviously we kind of saw the backlash from the Tyson fight. What do you kind of make of this fight against Chavez Jr.?
Right fight at the right time for Jake Paul, I think, probably. I'd like to see Jake test himself against better level of opposition, see how far he can go. It's a great story. I like Logan and Jake very much, what they've done in the influencer world. They're very astute businessmen. I got to know Logan pretty well when he fought KSI, and they're really impressive guys, the brothers. And what Jake's done is he knows exactly how to sell stuff, but he's talented and he works hard as well. I didn't like the Tyson fight in as much as Mike's a legend, and at 58 I wasn't sure, but at least it was treated like an exhibition, and I think we're just relieved everyone got out safe and sound. But as I said, I didn't like it as a matchup. I liked it as an event. Obviously, Katie Taylor's fight with Amanda Serrano, and now they go at it again in a couple of weeks. And I mean, it was an incredible, happening on Netflix. And again, we've got a big Netflix fight on July the 11th, but this one's on DAZN this weekend. Jake's back to his own career. I think that Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is a shadow, not anything like his father, but a big name, and just about the right sort of stage of his boxing journey for him to meet Jake Paul, I think. So I think it's a good bit of matchmaking, and I think Jake will come through, and then it'll be interesting to see what he does. Obviously, there's another big fight on the card with Zierdo Ramirez, Doricus. So is Jake gonna throw himself into the winner of that? I mean, that's a massive jump. So it'll be interesting to see what Jake's next move is, but look forward to catching up with him and the team, the MVB team in New York in a couple of weeks, when Katie and Savannah and Ellie and Chantel and Ramla and everybody seem on the bill. It's terrific for female boxing. It's fantastic, and I'm a massive advocate of women's boxing, and I can't wait to go over and cover it. I can't wait. I'm very, very excited about it.
So that is going to be a great card, and we'll get onto that in a minute. But just kind of about Jake Paul, you said they're potentially fighting Gilberto Ramirez. I believe the WBC and WBA have said that Jake Paul will be world ranked if he beats Julio Cesar Chavez. When influencer boxing first kind of took off and you kind of got the first, hearings about it, did you ever think that one of those guys would then go on and potentially fight for a world title?
Absolutely not, no. They've been brilliant at what they've done, and I've always thought they should keep to their level and matches should be good, but Jake's put a lot of time and effort into this. The influencers chose boxing, which was great. They could have chosen something else, but they didn't. I think we all of us in the trade sort of raised our eyebrows at the beginning, but quickly we were influenced by our kids who said, we love this, let's go, let's do this. And I just think the fact that Logan and KSI were the right sort of, and now KSI and Misfits is working, but Jake has put a huge amount into this. He's he's really taken it seriously with hard training camps, and he sparred a lot of good fighters, and I think he really wants to test himself. And look, would he even beat the British champion Vidal Riley? Who Vidal would very much say no, and that's domestic level. So it's a huge jump if he suddenly goes in with someone like Zierdo Ramirez. But look, let's see him get through this fight on Saturday night. I think he will, and let's see what the next move is. They're very, very clever business people, that's what I will say. So I wonder if they will find a way to fight for that world title somehow. Down here in 10. Reception in 10, okay. Fine.
So Netflix, you spoke about it a bit there. The upcoming schedule there: Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano trilogy, and then Canelo Crawford. Just quickly on those two absolute brilliant cards coming up.
Well, firstly, I'm delighted to be part of DAZN. That's I'm absolutely honoured to be part of their wonderful team, and I think DAZN is the home of boxing. I was on Sky for many years, and I very much felt Sky were the home of boxing, and we were there year in, year out. But I'm really enjoying my work with DAZN, and with Frank and Eddie and Oscar and everybody on DAZN, and of course with everything you've just said, the Jake Paul stuff, Misfits, everything, all the other combat sports as well. DAZN is definitely the home of combat sports. So let's just get that out there, that you need to be watching DAZN week in, week out. However, absolutely love competition and love the fact that Netflix will hit a huge audience. So it's great for boxing. Anything that improves the fighters, the fight game, the fans' interaction is great. Turki Al-Sheikh has done that in the last 2 years by giving us so many golden fights and wonderful moments. And now we see the Netflix sort of interest, I guess, with not just the Jake Paul Tyson spectacle, but now they're going for it with the women's boxing, which is amazing, and obviously Canelo Crawford, which is an amazing fight. So yeah, I think it's really, really good for the sport of boxing, and it'll be interesting to see how much they do going forwards. I always said at Sky that we need competition, and then BT came along, or TNT, or before that it was Setanta, or it was ITV, and I think competition is really good for the sport. And the streamers are now competing, right? We've seen Amazon and DAZN and all these others come to the market, and Netflix. We've always watched huge programs on Netflix, and now sport is a big part, and boxing. They're choosing boxing, and it's not just the live action as well. It's the shows that they're doing as well on Netflix, like the Matchroom show, and it's fantastic. I think the sport of boxing is in a great place. Everyone's talking about it, and long may that continue.
Everyone is talking about it, and just finally, everyone is talking about Crawford Canelo. Got to get your kind of position on it. How do you see it going, and just what a fight?
Yeah, what a fight. I mean, it's just got everything, hasn't it? The modern legend that is Canelo, only ever, losing to De La Hoya, to Bivol. I mean, very, very infrequently. He's been incredible. I mean, how many fights he's had, and I remember his debut when he was just a teenager, and yeah, he seems to have been around forever, and still undisputed champion, winning fights. Just it's extraordinary, his career, and he still looks fairly young. Terence Crawford has been unbelievable. I mean, we've known about him for a long time, but I suppose the first time I really saw him up close was against Ricky Burns, and if you told me then he'd have gone on to achieve what he has, I wouldn't have believed it. So he's been brilliant. Four-weight champion and undefeated, and a massive jump up again. Can he do it? I think he can do it. I think he's got the boxing IQ, the brain, the movement, the hunger, the ambition, and I think this in many ways is his moment. Terence Crawford. I think Canelo's had many moments. Canelo will be in the best possible condition for this fight. He will believe he's far too big, too good, too experienced in these sort of fights than Crawford. When would you go against Canelo in Vegas? And any time around September as well. I don't know, and I love Sal, I love Canelo. I think he's just been unbelievable for the sport, but I just wonder I think boxing's about two things when it comes down to it. One is levels and the other is timing. I think levels, they're both as good as each other. I don't think there's anything to choose really, although I think maybe even though they are in the twilight of their careers, Terence is the fresher guy. But I think it is also about timing. So levels and timing. I would say they're the same levels. You would say September in Vegas is Canelo time. But I just wonder if it's time for Terence Crawford just to get that signature victory that will take him from the trade, pound for pound, pay-per-view brilliance to the casuals on Netflix. But then Canelo is going to want it so bad. So, yeah, I sort of wake up every day and think something different. But today I'm thinking Terence Crawford. I'll tell you what I'm thinking in September when it gets there. But there's something in me that's just drawing me back towards Crawford in this fight. Maybe people think it's mad. Too big a weight difference. The good big guy beats the good little guy. I'm not sure. Not sure this time. I think it might be Crawford's night.
Adam Smith, thanks so much for your time.
Good?
Yeah.
Good man. Fine. All right, bud.